Sometimes love doesn't arrive like thunder. It comes like rain, quiet, soft, and impossible to forget. It was raining that evening, the kind of rain that made the city look like it was crying. I was sitting by the window of an old cafe, tracing drops of water as they slid down the glass, wondering how something so simple could feel so lonely. Then he walked in. He wasn't extraordinary. No cinematic entrance, no slow-motion scene. Just a boy in a dark hoodie, shaking off raindrops, with eyes that carried both peace and storms. He looked around, searching for a seat, and our eyes met. For a moment, it felt like time forgot to move. He smiled. That slow, unsure smile people give when they're caught staring too long. I looked away quickly, pretending to be lost in my coffee. But my heart had already decided something my mind wasn't ready for. Minutes passed. Then he came over. "Excuse me," he said softly. "Is this seat taken?" "No, you can sit," I replied, trying to sound calm even though my pulse was a mess. He sat down and silence followed, comfortable, like two strangers who already knew each other in some other life. After a few minutes, he looked up and said, "I've seen you here before." "You have?" "Yeah," he said, smiling. "You always sit by the window, like you're waiting for someone." His words hit deeper than I expected. "Maybe I am," I whispered. He chuckled softly. "Then maybe you should stop waiting." And just like that, in one random conversation on a rainy evening, my story with Rayan began. The next few days felt different. I started visiting the cafe more often, pretending it was for the coffee, but deep down, I knew it was for him. Sometimes he was there, sometimes he wasn't. But every time he showed up, the world just felt lighter. He had this habit of noticing small things. The way people laughed, the way the rain sounded different on different days, the way I stirred my coffee even when it was already mixed. One day, he asked, "Why do you like rain so much?" "Because it hides my tears," I said with a smile. He paused for a second and replied, "Then I hope someday you'll let someone see them instead." That night, I couldn't sleep. His words echoed in my heart like a gentle storm. Weeks passed, and soon, rain wasn't the only reason I waited by that window. It was him, the boy who made silence feel safe. One evening, as the cafe lights dimmed, he said something that changed everything. "Do you ever wonder why people meet?" "What do you mean?" "Like, out of all the people in the world, why this table, this day, this rain?" I smiled softly. Maybe fate needed two people to find peace for a while. He looked at me, eyes filled with something deeper, something unspoken. Then I guess fate knew what it was doing. Days turned into nights, and our friendship slowly blurred into something more. It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, like two hearts whispering the same secret. We'd walk under streetlights, share stories about our pasts, laugh about silly things, and sit in silence when words weren't enough. One night, under a flickering street lamp, he said, "You make the world feel less heavy," and in that moment, without even realizing it, I fell for him completely. When did you realize you loved him? If someone asked me that now, I'd say, it wasn't one big moment. It was 1,000 little ones. The way he listened, the way he never rushed me to talk, the way he looked at me like I was both chaos and calm at once. One night, he walked me home. The rain had stopped, but the air still smelled like it. He stopped at my gate, hesitated, and said, "You know what's strange? I hate rain, but ever since I met you, I kind of wait for it." I smiled, heart full, eyes soft. "Why?" "Because that's how you came into my life." And before I could reply, he leaned forward. Not a kiss, not yet, just a whisper near my ear. "Good night, Noor." My heart whispered back even after he was gone. Weeks later, something felt different. He started missing days at the cafe. His texts became fewer. His voice over the phone sounded tired, like he was drifting away into something I couldn't see. One evening I finally asked, "Are you okay?" He laughed softly. Yeah, just life being a little heavy. But I could hear it, that quiet sadness in his tone. That night, I sat by the window again, tracing raindrops, waiting for him. But he didn't come. Days turned into weeks, and I realized maybe the same rain that brought him to me had taken him away too. Still, I kept coming back to that cafe. The seat by the window remained the same, the rain still fell the same, but something inside me had changed forever. And every time it rained, I'd whisper to myself, maybe love doesn't end when someone leaves. Maybe it stays, hidden between raindrops, waiting to be felt again. He came like the rain, and left like the wind. But somewhere in between, he taught me what love truly means. They say if you truly love someone, you'll feel them, even in their silence. It had been 2 months since Rayan stopped coming to the cafe. 2 months since his voice became a memory, and his laughter a ghost in my mind. The chair across from me stayed empty, like it was still waiting for him. Every evening, I found myself staring out the window, tracing raindrops the way I used to. But this time, the rain didn't feel comforting. It felt cold. I tried convincing myself that he'd come back, that maybe life had just gotten in the way. But some nights, when the city was quiet and my heart was loud, I knew. Something had changed. One night, the rain fell harder than ever. It was the kind that soaks through your clothes and your soul. I was about to leave the cafe when I noticed a small folded napkin lying on the table where he used to sit. My name was written on it, in his handwriting. My hands shook as I opened it. If you're reading this, it means you came back. Like I hoped you would. I'm sorry, Noor. I didn't want to disappear, but sometimes life decides things for us. The words blurred as tears filled my eyes. I read on. I didn't want to hurt you, but I couldn't tell you the truth. Not yet. Just know that I'm somewhere far, trying to fix what life broke in me. He didn't say where he was going, or when he'd return. Just one last line. Keep sitting by the window. The rain knows where to find you. I pressed the napkin to my chest, as if holding it could bring him closer. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat by the window till dawn, whispering his name to the rain, hoping it would carry my voice to wherever he was. Days became weeks. The rain stopped visiting for a while, as if it too had gone searching for him. But even in the sunlight, I could still hear him in the wind. That gentle laugh, that calm voice. I started writing letters I'd never send, pages filled with all the things I wished I'd said. I miss your silence. The city doesn't sound the same without you. If love could find you once, maybe it can do it again. Then one day, out of nowhere, I got a message. Unknown number. Noor, meet me. One last time. My heart stopped. I stared at the screen, hands trembling. Could it be him? The location said, Old Pier, 7:30 p.m. It was raining again that evening, the kind of rain that smells like memories. I walked slowly along the pier, the wind brushing against my face, my heart pounding like it was running ahead of me. And then, I saw him. Rayan. Standing by the edge of the water, his hoodie soaked, his eyes tired, but his smile still exactly the same. For a moment, everything else disappeared. The sound of the waves, the rain, the world itself. It was just him. I ran to him, tears already falling. He opened his arms and I melted into him like I'd been waiting forever. We stood there in silence, the rain wrapping around us like a secret. Why did you leave? I whispered against his chest. He took a deep breath. Because I didn't want you to see me breaking. I looked up at him, confused, heart racing. Breaking? He nodded slowly. I got diagnosed, a few months ago. Something with my heart. It's complicated. The doctor said it's serious. The world froze. You should have told me, I whispered. No, he said softly. I couldn't. You were my peace, Noor. I didn't want you to turn into my pain. Tears mixed with the rain as he held my face in his hands. I wanted you to remember me like this, he said, smiling weakly. Alive, standing in the rain with you. Don't say that, I cried. We can fix this. There's always a way. Maybe, he said. But some storms aren't meant to pass. Some are meant to teach us how to love in the dark. We stood there for what felt like forever, two broken souls pretending that time had stopped for them. Finally, he took something out of his pocket, a small pendant shaped like a raindrop. It's yours, he said. So when it rains, you'll know I'm somewhere out there, watching the same sky. I took it, my fingers trembling, my heart shattering quietly. Promise me one thing, he said. Anything. When I'm gone, don't let the rain make you sad. Let it remind you that once it brought me to you. He smiled, a soft, final kind of smile. And then he leaned forward, a gentle kiss, not desperate, just full of peace. Goodbye, Noor. The next day, he was gone. No calls, no texts, no trace, only the pendant and the sound of rain tapping against my window. And somehow, that sound didn't feel lonely anymore. It felt like him. Some people leave, I whispered to myself, but they never really go.